Alright, Celica, it's time to play some Gaiden. You know, there was a time when I used to dread booting up this game. Before every session I asked myself, how is Gaiden going to fuck me over today? But after beating over half of the game, I am now confident that I can tackle anything Gaiden throws at me. I've seen all the nasty surprises, experienced all the gimmicks, and I think at this rate, it's safe to say, I can no longer be taken unaware. Gaiden, I have figured you out, and there's no way I am going to... What is that music playing in the background? Huh. It's probably nothing. Welcome back to another episode of Gaiden Abridged. It is at long last time to continue on Celica's journey, and with Alm being trapped in a zombie dragon infested valley, she has to hurry up and get to the Tower of Duma so we can get him out of there. Yup, that's right, Celica saving Alm for once. How's that for a role reversal? Anyway, she has to hurry because more and more of Alm's party members are getting eaten with each encounter, and if this continues on for much longer, there is not going to be an army left to challenge Rudolph. Since the sluice gates are now open, we are free to traverse through the border and into Rigel, but before we do that, there's a little something we have to discover. You see, now that the water is drained, we can explore a part of the complex we previously weren't able to, and underneath the dam we find Noma, Celica's teacher, who says he got worried and followed Celica, and then accidentally fell down here. Like, what the fuck? Did he just walk into the sluice gates and go, whoa, whoops, looks like I'm down here now. I mean, he's an old man, so I guess the currents were too strong for him to just swim back? Anyway, Noma joins the party, and what can we say about this old geezer? Well, he's another spellcaster, as if you needed more of those in Celica's party. His growth rates are shit, even by Gaiden standards, so don't expect him to gain much from experience. But what I find funny about Noma is how his base stats are a little deceptive. First, you may take a look at his base 16 skill and think, wow, he's a very reliable magic user that will almost never miss. Until you remember that skill does absolutely nothing to influence the hit rate of magic. Then you may take a look at his low luck stat and think, oh wow, his avoid must be so bad. Until you remember that luck only affects magic avoid in this game. And with Noma's base resistance of 14, spells are just going to bounce off him, so his luck stat is kinda irrelevant. His base 28 HP and 6 defense don't lie, however, so don't put him on the front lines, he is very squishy. I'll give Wizard Jagan here some props though. While his 8 base speed ain't that great, his 12 magic is actually pretty decent, and Noma comes with a great list of spells. He has Arrow, which is great for just dealing a lot of damage in a single blow, Excalibur, which is one of the most reliable offensive spells in the game, Lightning to attack at 3 range, and most importantly, Recover so that he can act as a backup healer. And to be honest, that is mostly what he's going to be doing at this stage, because with your Jenny spamming invokes and other expensive spells constantly, you really want an extra health battery to charge her up in between casts. He may be old, but I'm not gonna look a gift Jagan in the beard. I'll gladly take him. Now, if you watched one of the previous episodes that came out 20 years ago, you may remember that I was very aggravated I couldn't get to this goddamn treasure chests. I thought you had to drain the water to access the room, but despite searching every part of the lower levels, I cannot for the life of me find the entrance to this secret chamber. I tried exploring the upper and lower levels several times, but I still can't seem to get inside. If anyone knows how to get this damn chest, just please tell me in the comments, because I swear to God I've looked everywhere and I'm tired, so I'm just gonna move on. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Let's move into Rigel and into the swamp. And yeah, this part of Rigel sucks. These toxic marshlands will not only greatly hamper your movement, but also drain 5 HP from every non-flying unit that ends their turn on them. If there ever was an argument for just sending Pala and Katra in to do your dirty work, these swamps certainly makes a good case. Oh, and I guess S is here too. She can come along, I suppose. We're up against quite a force here. 3 summoners, a bunch of wizards, and a pair of snipers, and a dread fighter. Yep, get used to these, they're in Celica's route too. The summoners are annoying though. One summons skeletons, another gargoyles, the third zombies. But the summons aren't really that much of a threat. It's the goddamn dread fighter you gotta be wary of. Remember how much of a hassle these guys were in Alm's side? Well, 5 out of my 15 units on Celica's sides are spellcasters. That's literally 1/3 of my army. And they're worthless against these guys. Seriously, they can't even damage them. Luckily, we still have our Pegasus Knight fighter jets, and they're honestly stronger than the rest of my entire army combined, so hopefully we should be fine. Because I'm a complete and utter moron, I let the enemy Dreadfighter move onto the forest tile, and this proves to be a huge mistake, as he's impossible to hit right now. Normally this isn't a problem, because you can just use magic to bypass the avoid, but Dreadfighters are pretty much immune to magic, so that isn't an option. But, If only there was some way to completely ignore the enemy's avoid. Maybe a special attack that always hits? Does such a thing even exist in Gaiden? Wait a minute, yes, the triangle attack! That always hits, right? I mean, I did an entire video on this thing, and for once, it looks like it's actually going to be useful. Man, I can't believe I'm actually going to take advantage of this weird feature. I'm so excited. Okay, here we go. Let's have Est initiate it. Even she can't fuck this up. Around their opponents and attack to deliver a devastating combo. In reality, it's just a regular attack that always hits and 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 always hits and. So apparently, the triangle attack can miss in Gaiden. You learn something new every day. Fuck this game and fuck Est. Eventually, through the combined efforts of Celica's entire army, focusing their attacks on the Dreadfighter, I finally take it down, leaving the rest of the enemies simple targets to pick off. At this point, summon zombies and skeletons aren't going to pose much threat to my guys, and the wizards are only really scary when attacking alongside other enemies. On their own, they go down really quickly. Same with the snipers. This map was only made difficult because of the inclusion of a solitary Dreadfighter, and trust me, we're gonna see a lot more of those guys coming up. I pick off the remaining summoners with relative ease and route the map, and it's time to continue onwards with oh my god. This is gonna get old. Very old. Very quickly. Ugh. After Olm is done making zombie dragon juice, we continue onwards with Celica, and this time we're visiting the local Valentian graveyard again. And this one, just like the last, is just here for Celica to be able to grind, because that's what you do at graveyards. You disturb the dead and gain EXP. Because this is a grinding chapter, it doesn't really offer much of a challenge, with most of the monsters being easily dispatched either by holy weapons or angel magic. I will say though that I really like the layout of it. Having a graveyard on several small islands surrounded by swamp actually looks really cool. But the fight itself isn't anything special. You start off surrounded by monsters on all sides, including some skeletons, as well as a lot of gargoyles, which will actually pose a small threat to your weaker units if you ignore them, but luckily you are protected by the most impenetrable armor in the universe, Valentian gravestones, which grants 60% extra avoid. These things could survive a nuclear bomb. I still can't get over how busted they are. Anyway, I wish I had more interesting things to talk about during this battle, but there really isn't much to say. I kill the monsters one by one and we conquer the gargoyle. Then it's time to move on, and I swear to god, every time I beat a map I forget about this bullshit, and every time I am equally annoyed. Once again, after Alm is done making zombie dragon pie, no, not that kind of pie, we can continue onwards with Celica's group. It's nice to see that we're getting closer and closer to the Tower of Duma, which also signifies getting closer and closer to finishing this piece of crap game. With each step I take, my confidence increases, and beating Gaiden now seems more and more realistic with each episode I put out. Okay, seriously, what is that goddamn music? I'm sure it's nothing. Let's move on. This time we have to invade a fortress. There's some guy there named Dolph or whatnot, and he does an evil villain speech. Well, I'm just glad to face something other than zombie dragons, because I swear to god, if I have to kill one more goddamn zombie dragon... Very funny, Gaiden. Dolk, oh I guess that's his name, is a pretty scary shaman that, yeah, just like I told you, can summon zombie dragons. His stats aren't all that threatening, but getting to him is the worst part. He's protected by snipers and a bunch of wizards. They may not be numerous, but they're a lot stronger than the previous enemies we met up until now, and they're behind a wall.
You know, I could slog through this map, or I could just use
Paula and Katria. Yup. When you got these two busted overpowered flyers on maps like these, you might as well play like an absolute idiot. Now, it may look like complete suicide to send Paula and Katra into a group of snipers, but since they don't have any equipped bows, they don't deal effective damage against them, so they don't end up being all that scary. The wizards, however, despite the Pegasus Knight's great resistance stats, are slowly whittling them down from 2 range. Now, upon seeing the invading force, Dolk is quick to get his zombie dragons out, but those are actually the least of my worries on this map, because ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you one of the most broken spells in Gaiden, Deer. While it costs 14 HP to cast, this spell will remove every monster on the map globally, except for one. And it works 100% of the time against all monster types, zombie dragons included, no chance of failure. Sadly, it seems like I've either underestimated the enemies or overestimated Paula and Katria, because they're getting their butts kicked pretty hard in there. While they have no problems dealing with the remaining zombie dragons or killing an enemy each on player phase, the constant 2-range trip damage brings their HP down and eventually kills Paula. Oh, that's kinda sad. I didn't know she referenced Abel in her death quote. You learn something new every day. Don't worry though, this ain't one of my Iron Man runs. I'm definitely resetting for Paula. So this is the part where I can probably come up with some sort of new strategy since my old one failed.
Or I could just use
the same strategies and hope for better RNG. Oh look, it worked. Nice. So with the fortress cleared, it's time to go inside and... Kill me now, please. Okay, so now it's time to check out the inside of the forge, and okay. That's not very interesting. It's just an empty room with nothing in it. Wait, what's this tile here for? Oh. Oh. Lost Woods. That doesn't sound good. Hey, I think I remember this part from Echoes. You just follow the statues and they'll eventually lead you the right way, so surely it can't be that bad, right? Let's try going this way. So we run into a pack of wizards, and while it's a bit ominous, there's nothing really special about this encounter. They start close enough to us that most of our guys can get the jump on them, and we can take out their entire squad before they get a chance to retaliate. So yeah, that's a pretty easy fight. Well, let's continue exploring the woods. So once again, I'm not sure quite what to do here, so I decide to take a left, and hey, look, treasure. Huh? What? Area reclaimed, silver reverta? The fuck? Let's try it again. Area reclaimed, silver revert. Give me my goddamn silver bow, you piece of shit game. Is this some sort of hidden lost woods gimmick? Treasure that you're not allowed to pick up? Well, fuck you too. I don't need a silver bow anyway. Anywho, let's continue. So, where are those statues that show me where to go? They're in this game, right? Right? Any indication on where I am to go? No? I should have known Gaiden would pull something like this. Like, how am I supposed to navigate this maze? All of these screens look the same. I don't get it. Well, okay, I guess I found more monsters. This time they're mummies. Also known as the best source of XP in Gaiden, so that's nice. Anyway, we conquer your mummy and continue onwards. Okay, so I suppose I should just keep moving aimlessly around until I encounter more stuff. There's no rhyme or reason to this to my knowledge, it's just a maze. So, okay, what if we try walking down? Just down. I mean, if we keep walking in one direction, we have to hit the bottom of the map, right? Okay, this is just ridiculous. Yeah, at this point it's clear there's some sort of pattern to this. If you can just keep walking in one direction, you're just gonna walk in circles. So let's just try walking some different paths, shall we? Eventually, I do encounter another chest, and this one holds a silver sword. You gotta be kidding me. Once again, area reclaimed and the Silver Sword revert. So, I guess the Lost Woods just don't want to give you any fucking treasure. Let's just get out of here. I'm done with this shit. Jesus Christ, Gaiden. This is not fun. At least in Echoes, there was some sort of visual pattern for you to decipher. But unless there is something I'm completely missing out here, I mean, unless like the trees are all in different shades of green and I can't see it because I'm colorblind, there is something that is just missing here. I don't get it. There is no logic to this goddamn place. You just seem to walk around until you're lucky enough to stumble upon something. I suppose that is the entire concept of the Lost Woods. You're supposed to get lost. But it's not fun. Just because something makes sense from a gameplay perspective doesn't mean that it's satisfying. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep moving around until something happens. I eventually encounter a Mila statue, which is nice, as Bowie can be promoted to Sage, and Leo can become a Bow Knight. Then it's back to walking in circles until I get lucky. I realized while exploring that I've been a complete moron, and that the reason the chests haven't been able to be opened is because my inventory is full. You see, in Gaiden, items don't go to convoy unless you want them to, so in order to actually be able to pick up stuff, one of your units needs to have an empty inventory slot. But because I never got this error message until this point, I thought that area reclaimed meant that the Lost Woods took back the item I tried to loot. I mean, let's be honest here, I wouldn't put it past Gaiden to troll the player in this way. It's done worse things before. Remember how it teleported you out of the goddamn Fair Shrine right before you reached the treasure chests? Anyway, with that little problem taken care of, I can finally loot the chests and get the Silver Sword. Yay! I eventually also stumble back upon the Silver Bow that I encountered previously and take that too, even though I think the Holy Bow is probably better on Leo, but I guess I could send it over to Almside via a merchant. After what feels like a million more years, I make it back to my starting point and decide to go north this time around, rather than south. And it doesn't take long until I stumble upon... High Knights?
Hi, how are you?
Okay, hello to you too, High Knight. High Knights are the monster equivalent of Barons, and are practically impervious to physical attacks. But magic deals with them pretty easily, and we got a lot of that in Celica's party, so the fight ends up being an absolute cakewalk. Further exploring more of the goddamn woods, we find a Silver Lance, which is definitely something I want. Paula can have that. And then it's time to run around like a fucking headless chicken trying to find out where to go next. Oh jolly, Gaiden sure is a great game. Man, this is almost making me miss fighting zombie dragons with Alm. After 3,000 years, we finally stumble upon a village. Seriously, who would ever want to live in the Lost Woods? Apparently this is the Hidden Sage Village, and it is protected by Master Hark, the Great Sage. No, it's protected by the big fucking forest surrounding it, you idiot. But whatever, we learned from another villager that Hark was previously a High Priest of Doma, but lost a dispute with Jeddah and ran away. So he didn't run away because of his moral qualms or because he was repulsed by the Order, but just because he lost the power struggle? So Hark is still freaking evil then. Should I trust this guy at all? I think I'm reading too much into Gaiden's plot. Then the villager tells us that Judah is a wild man and that the only way to fight him is on turn 4, 8, 12, ... Wow, talk about breaking the fourth wall. Judah spell has... And he's dead. Wow, a curse that kills you if you talk about it. Where have we seen that before? Once again, Gaiden did it first. Then we encounter a few traders, and I swear to god, these guys can walk anywhere. Across the goddamn chasm that separated Alm and Celica's armies? No problem. Through the Lost Woods? Also no problem. Man, these guys must have the best sense of direction ever. Can I recruit you guys into my army? That'd be nice. We also find a stat booster statue, which feels a little out of place in the woods, but hey, it gives defense, so I'm not gonna complain. Unlike most statues who only give 3 points of stats, this one actually gives 5. So I decided to dump all of it on Jenny to make her a little more durable, since she is one of the most important units on my team right now. Well, except for Paula and Katria, but they're bulky enough already, so they don't need it. Then we encounter the big boss man himself, Master Hark. He asks us if we come seeking Mila, but honestly, I've not been paying attention to the plot at all, and I don't even know why we're in here. He tells us about the sword, aka Falchion, that is sealed under the Tower of Doma, but that Judah is gonna go all you cannot pass on our asses, so that sucks, I guess. He asks us if we want power, but foolishly Celica decides to decline because she's dumb, but asks him to help out Alm instead, so Hark decides to give Alm a cross-continental promotion to Hero, as if Alm needed more power, am I right? Celica, maybe you could have asked Hark to bless some of Alm's companions instead, because I honestly think the zombie dragon creator will run out of zombie dragons before Alm dies. It's his friends I'm worried about. So yeah, we're done with this place now. Now we just need to find the way out of the forest, so prepare for a couple more hours of aimless walking through the... Oh. Alright, that actually went a lot quicker than I thought. Thank God, we're out of this hellish forest now. And yeah, just as you might expect, this crap again. Hey, Celica, how about you ask Hark to teleport Alm and his friends out of the goddamn crater? That'd be nice. Anyway, as Alm turns another pack of zombie dragons into glue, we reached the end of another episode of Gaiden Abridged. Join us next time as Celica makes her way to the Tower of Doma and hopefully figures out how to stop the annoying zombie dragon spam, because I'm starting to get very tired of this shit. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like and a comment, it really helps out the channel a lot. And until then, my name has been Mengs, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.